On tonight's episode, we will be reviewing the horror documentary The Nightmare and the first couple episodes of Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
This is the horror word with Shane and Pert.
Okay, so I mean, like, the very first thing that I want to say is that I spent half of this movie thinking that it was actually a horror movie just directed in the style of a documentary, and about halfway through I figured out that it was actually a documentary that is completely real and legitimate about people all over the world having this really terrifying problem.
I heard that it was really scary and I fell asleep at the end of it, so I actually had to rewatch it. It was very entertaining, I think. The second time I watched it, much more so, with commentary added on my own behalf. So let's talk about the movie.
Yeah, right.
Or the documentary.
So basically, the whole idea is there are people all over the world, in every country, it doesn't seem to be any kind of bias, where
no bias.
Right, no bias.
No.
The shadow people do not care.
No,
they are equal opportunity
they are not racist.
terrifiers. So, people, as they're falling asleep, or maybe they are asleep, they're in, like, Never Never Land.
Yeah.
They're in that place between asleep and awake.
They're in NyQuil land.
Yeah, pretty much. They realize that they're kind of conscious, and they all of a sudden notice that there's these shadow people coming into their room, watching them sleep, kind of like...
mostly come at night. Mostly.
Kind of like the Jane Goodall of Aliens, like they're studying us, kind of. That's the feel I got. Like, it's supposed to be aliens, not demons, but I mean, one Dan's opinion.
One guy alluded to possible aliens, but for the most part, it's kind of shadow people, esque.
Yeah, it's kind of ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of people note seeing a guy with a hat. Everyone, kind of...
The Babadook, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. Maybe that's the inspiration. It does seem to be the inspiration for Insidious and the Insidious series, which I thought was really interesting because it's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Many people report seeing the hag from Insidious. So, that's the inspiration for that character, which is weird. I wonder if, like, she's also a drag queen for shadow people.
Maybe. Is there a drag queen shadow person? Could be.
I don't know. Maybe, like, I feel like shadow people are ahead of us, in the, like, sexual revolution. I think they're probably really hating everything right now, and they're going to edit this whole thing.
Yes, they will. Yeah, let's talk about the people they interviewed, because those were some catches. We had the guy that was, like, in the 90s, possibly on speed.
Yeah, with the...
I know Kung Fu.
With the brim hat.
Yeah. There was the little Asian girl who was probably just masturbating the whole time, getting off on the fact someone was watching her.
It was a little awkward. The woman who actually got raped by a ghost.
Ghost raped.
The whole incubus thing.
Yeah.
Ghost rape.
She's like...
She really...
Yeah. She's like, well, we kind of had sex.
Right? I don't want to talk about it. I mean,
Nice
like, we kind of know
smiles.
each other, but...
Yeah, we just don't talk afterwards.
Yeah, it was really awkward.
He left flowers the next day. Totally cool.
I was like, you're not going to make this a thing.
Who was the other guy? Oh, the very awkward, maybe schizophrenic guy?
Who just kept adding TVs so he could sleep. And I'm also thinking that that's the dude at the beginning of VHS that, randomly is in front of those TV screens.
Yeah. That
Probably the same guy.
That guy seemed like a catch.
Yeah. I mean, like eHarmony, probably.
Yeah.
I think. And then there was the guy with no hair, who also seemed like he was genuinely terrified and probably stunted from the encounters. Like, he, looked genuinely haunted in his eyes.
That was the one that made the mask of this alien creature.
Yeah, and that's where he got the idea that they're aliens and not demons, but I don't know, that seems like a Western idea. I don't know, when they were showing the Asian ones, it looks a lot more demonic.
Yeah, almost like a dragon.
Jury is still out on the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone seems to be terrified when they see them. And everyone agrees that they're a bad thing. You know, no one's like stoked that they show up.
Mm-hmm.
But also no one seems to want to talk about it. So this documentary seems to be like the first time that even these people communicated with each other and found out that it's actually something that happens to everyone and not just themselves, which is probably pretty validating. Because, I mean, like, I just see shadow people like you do. I'll just have a wall of TVs like you do.
Dead people.
Right? Like, does anyone have a Haley Joel Osment on speed?
The style of the way the documentary was presented.
Really
I could
believable.
Understand why you thought it was a movie because it was pretty well done.
Yeah.
I mean, they had those shadow people lurking over the Asian girl
Right.
while she was obviously masturbating in the night. Like, look at me.
Right.
You have a pretty mouth. You see me. So the shadows and the lighting was really well done.
Well produced, well shot.
I really loved the little boy that was propped upright by his obsessive collection of teddy bears.
I think that visual will be what haunts me and gives me night terrors.
Yeah.
Is this idea of like this kid in this messy room that he's got to clean.
With hordes of just teddy bears underneath him propped up so you can watch these scary little people come in his room. I don't really know how scary the film was because I fell asleep at the end of it. So clearly it didn't scare me enough to warrant me staying up all night and being afraid to sleep.
It's worth noting that the director that did The Nightmare is also the same director that did Room 237, which is the documentary on The Shining. If you're a Shining fan and want to take way too many theories way too far, go ahead and watch that on Netflix. I have to say that compared to his last film, this documentary is a lot more down to earth and a lot more realistic and a lot more grounded in fact.
We certainly got a lot of humor out of it.
Yeah, so I don't know, I'd give it like 3 severed thumbs up.
3?
I need
I
like
might
an
even,
extra.
I might even give it like 4.
I think out of 5.
Yeah. Well, because like you
3
said,
and 4 quarters.
the unknown is what's scary. I mean, a slasher film's great, but
Right.
you know what's going to happen, but this unknown territory is kind of creepy.
Gonna be mad that we did their show.
No, man.
I don't think anyone's gonna notice.
No.
It's gonna be great.
No,
People
it's
will
pretty
like us more.
awesome.
What are you guys doing?
Good.
Hanging out.
Oh,
Just
hi.
Doing our nails.
Not
doing
cool.
girl stuff.
Not
That's-
cool.
It's not cool. Not cool, bro.
Not horror related things at all.
Learn
Get
about
up.
you,
We're
Dad.
just-
I
We're
learned by
just
watching
doing
you.
stuff.
You fell asleep during the fucking
You fell
thing.
asleep during the movie.
Ridiculous.
What is that about? We shouldn't have had them on. People are gonna like them more.
Where's my drink?
Where's my drink?
In my hand.
That's your drink.
So,
Anyway,
without further ado, this is the actual horror word with Shane and Purd. This episode brought to you by Prop Culture Beast, which presents Halloween Horror Picks, hosted by Ryan Stockstead, the show where they recommend off-the-beaten-path horror movies for your Halloween movie night. Be sure to subscribe for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in October, and like them on Facebook for the latest updates. Let them pick your next horror movie. Howdy, folks. This is the actual horror word with Shane and Purd. Shane and Purd.
Shaman Purd.
Shane and Purd. I was saying we shouldn't have put them on. People are gonna like them more than they like us. It's gonna be the horror word with Shane Purd and their girlfriends.
You know, if that ends up happening,
Yeah,
you got... They were pretty good, though.
they were pretty good. They can't lie.
They did an
Can't lie.
alright
They did a good job. So
Maybe we'll have them on again in
they
the
might
future.
come on again. If you like them, tell us. If you don't like them, tell us anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I want to know what you guys think
what
of
you
our
guys
girlfriends.
thought?
What?
So, tonight, myself and Shane sat down and we watched the first 2 episodes of the new show, Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Very long-awaited series that a lot of horror fans have been looking forward to, and it did not disappoint.
Oh my god, that show was freaking awesome.
It is fantastic. It is a Evil Dead show made for Evil Dead fans. If you were a person going into the show not really a fan of the Evil Dead series, you'd be pretty confused. You really wouldn't understand it all.
Yeah. There's a little backstory in the first episode, but it's minor.
There's a few little quirky things about the show that a non-Evil Dead fan would notice, like the car that he's driving. He's driving the same car from the first movie. The chainsaw hand, the floating deadite grandmothers. It's all there, and it's all. It's just great. You can't beat it.
It's so freaking awesome.
So the first episode, El Jefe, revolves. It just gives us our introduction to our characters. You have Ash, who is doing it big, doing the Bruce Campbell thing. You got the chin.
Oh, yeah.
You got double-barreled shotguns, chainsaws.
Oh, he's hamming it up nice.
It's lots of ham. There's
Ashy.
more ham than Easter Sunday. It's great. So it starts off with Ash, unbeknowingly, getting a little wasted, has one too many, and just decides, hey, let's crack out the old Necronomicon. You know what I mean? That's a good thing to do.
That's
It's 420. Let's read from the Kandarian Demons Stoner passage.
That's my only problem. Honestly, the only problem I had with the show.
You think he'd know better?
The fact that that's how they resurrect the demons. He gets a little too high and is like, hey, you want to read from the book that summons the devil?
What book? Which one was that? Did we just roll a joint out of its page?
You think you know better, but small gripe.
Weed's a hell of a drug. We
Because-
just smoke some grass, forget the demons come out when you read the book. But, so, he reads from the book, realizes he's read from the book, kind of forehead palm at that point. But by then, it's already over with. We got deadite grandmothers popping out of nowhere, but he's got spring-loaded double-barreled shotguns and flying chainsaws, and it just gets better and better. He's got a couple sidekicks, Pablo and Kelly. Pablo is his loyal sidekick from the shop that he works at. Kelly is a friend. Transitioning into episode 2, which was called Bait. Didn't want to give too much away about the episode if you haven't seen it yet. It revolves around Kelly's mother, who has long been since passed away, coming back to say hi. So you would question these things. It's like, oh, hey, Mom, you've been dead for 6 months. Good to see you. You don't smell bad.
Yeah, but Ash knows what's up.
He's hip. He's hip to be square. He catches on pretty quickly because he's Ash. He's done this before.
It's pretty funny. They're like at the dinner table, and the daughter and the dad are all, oh, it's so good to have you back, and he's just like staring like you're a fucking
just grilling
demon. I just know it,
No, he's got the sixth sense. That's a different movie though.
Yeah, it is.
So the Ash vs. the Evil Dead series. I am 100% sold on it. I'm going to catch every episode this season. I'm hoping that it maintains the pace it's at. And that
I want it to stay consistently good because after the first episode in some shows,
putters out.
Kind of, but the second episode was freaking awesome.
It maintained. It's still going. We've got another episode coming up very soon.
Really excited for it.
You'll see a review for that one as well.
There's also something that happened in the first 2 episodes. Not really a spoiler. Pablo ends up getting just caked in blood.
It seems to
both
be
episodes.
Because at the end of every episode, Pablo's just standing there,
I
don't know what to do with myself with all this blood.
I want that to be a running thing.
It's kind of reminiscent of the first movie where Bruce spends a good 20 minutes just getting caked from different angles with blood, light bulbs exploding with blood, various things vomiting blood onto him. It should just every episode let's coat Pablo in as much hemoglobin as possible.
Yeah, let's make it like Kenny dies in South Park. Pablo gets covered in blood.
It's like, and what's Pablo doing? And blood.
Yeah. Also, I like Pablo.
I do like Pablo.
Good
I do
side
like Pablo.
character.
He'll make a good side character.
Fun.
I think he'll make it pretty far. I don't know if he'll get whacked. Lucy Lawless popped up for a brief second in there in episode 2.
Good.
Looking fantastic.
Looking
like she's gonna throw one of those bladed rings at me from Xena and yell that little warrior cry thing. I'm game. But she is some kind of private detective or some type of retired sheriff of some sorts. Haven't explored her character greatly yet, but looking forward to it because love you, Lucy. Right there. So overall ratings. Let's do just a series rating. How are you feeling?
Oh, good. Just 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm infatuated with it. It was such a fun ride of a show. I mean, it starts and you're laughing and you're like this and you're on the edge of your seat and you're just like, this is so awesome. And the
crap!
soundtrack and the
soundtrack is great. The soundtrack's fantastic.
There's one other thing we didn't touch on real quick. The use of CGI. There was a good amount of CGI mixed with practical effects. It wasn't all CG.
Not all CG, but there was CG
but there
where
was
you didn't
some, I was
need
like,
it.
oh,
There was a couple points where a feller was sticking a guy in the neck with a bottle at one point, and the blood was computer generated, and part computer, part practical effect.
Yeah.
But it was unnecessary. It just felt a little like, well, we need to, bring in the modern technology, so let's just hope, there was a couple head explosions. There was a headshot in there at one point that was totally bogus. That was, not a practical effect. It was just computer.
So those are my only, small complaints, but I still
it's a minor complaint, too.
Yeah, I still had a great time with it. Not much else like it on TV.
No.
It's a fun thrill ride of a show. It's absolutely just fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Almost no downtime either. And the downtime is just it's usually just Ash being hammy and funny.
Yeah, and that's fine. If your downtime is Bruce Campbell being Bruce Campbell, then that's time well spent, in my opinion, at least. I wish I don't have enough fingers to give it 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for sure. Perfect score. It's the first time I've given something a perfect score. So and it continuing up. I'm a little critical, but I mean, this show delivered. I gave it a tip after the delivery. I'll order it again tomorrow. They left the menu. It's fantastic. Cool. So that's going to wrap us up for this episode. Special thanks to Danny and Vanessa for doing our opening segment. We're very big fans of both of you. Next week, we're looking into the indie horror flick, The Black Tape. One of our buddies from Twitter, the director of the film, actually wrote us and asked us to shoot a review for it, so we watched it, and we're going to be reviewing it on the next episode. We're also going to be revisiting American Horror Story. We took a break to try to, pursue some better things, but we figured we'd go back and we'd take another look at another episode of American Horror Story. Check it out, see if you agree with our opinions, see if you, loved it or hate it the same way we did.
This has been The Horror Word with Shane and Purd.